relationship. So there is a risk if you're not with the right person to do that. Now, sometimes people do the work in relationships, and that's beautiful. And it's a really powerful, potent place to be doing the work. But I always tell people too, like, if that's the case, each person in a relationship is 100% responsible for their 50% of the relationship. So it can't be one person doing all the emotional load for both people. And work looks different for different people. It's not always both people sitting down doing the reprogramming and doing the work in that way. But one person has to be willing to practice hashing out conflict, learning, if one person's following our communication frameworks, the other person has to be willing to like listen and jump in and move through conflict that way, because otherwise we don't really get resolution.
Yeah. What's the second, if you could summarize for us the second to the fifth so that we have a process of what it looks like to build that relationship with ourselves, because as you're saying, that's the most important starting point. And I'm thinking for all of our audience, before we get into certain relationship dynamics, it might be useful for them to have
100%.
a step-by-step process.
Yeah. So the first pillar is rewiring your core wounds. That gives people so much relief. And honestly, just as somebody who's done a lot of this work on myself first, I was my own first guinea pig, 14, 15 years ago before really getting into working with people. The biggest change I noticed is that I used to always be in this like internal emotional drama. Like, this person is going to abandon me. This person is going to, can I really trust? Is this person trying to control me? Like all of these, my mind was so busy. And when I really did a lot of this rewiring out of all those painful patterns, it felt like I had so much space back in my mind. Like I had space to think of how I wanted to design my life and create things, and just like room to be present in things. And that was just such a beautiful piece. So that's pillar number one. Pillar number two is people have to learn their own needs and how to meet them in the relationship to themselves. We'll get into how to communicate them after, but in the relationship to self first. And the reason for this is it reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from Gabor Mate. And he says, trauma are the things that happened that shouldn't have